Hey, welcome to another adventure in Old Code. Today we're going to look at something called Battle. Battle. So this was originally part of the dumb folder, but it's pretty big. And there's a lot of things going on. This says Battleship game, both editions, December 14th, 1998. We should see some arrays, and yes, we do see some arrays. So let's run it, see what happens. Player alone or player versus computer. I'm not sure how one can play Battleship by themselves. Let's see. Normal or customized? Well, let's do normal first. Now initializing fleet. Okay, so we have a score, misses, percent of ships hit. I see. Whoa, there are 40 submarines, 30 destroyers, 20 cruisers, 10 battleships. There's a Joey ship. Well, of course there's a Joey ship. And it's not dead. Okay, and number of ships destroyed. 0. So I guess we just start plugging away. So, okay, we'll go 15, row 15. Column. The columns aren't numbered. I don't know, 5? Destroyer hit. Okay. And we get a D. Now it says 29 destroyers left. Percent of ships hit. So are these like one-hit kills? Let's go 14, 5. Miss. 16, 5. That's a miss. 15, 4. That's a miss. 15, 6. That's a miss. So they're okay. So it looks like there's only, it's not real Battleship then. Okay, we'll go 8, 8. We'll just start 12, 7. Oh, a submarine is hit. So now there are 39 submarines left. And 2% of the ships are destroyed. Okay. 3, 3. Oh, I hit a battleship. Boy, this could take a long time. 20, 20. Submarine hit. But there are 40 and 30. There's 100. No, there's 40 and 30, 70, 20 and 10. There's 100 ships plus a Joey ship. So you could always just sort of win. Okay. Or not win, but often you'll hit something. Well, this is pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. No, that doesn't work. Let's break out of this. Let's try again, and we'll go player versus computer. Ooh, welcome to the game of the century. I know that this game is beyond its time for goodness of gameplay and graphics. But hey, I'm just a genius. Anyway, the grid on the right is yours. The grid on the left is the computer's. That's right, you guessed it. What? You didn't? That's weird. Oh, well, you have ground troops, and you're shooting at the computer ships and vice versa. Hence the blue and green colors. Have fun playing, and oh yeah, it's me, guys, the creator of Stock Simulator. You don't have to pay me $500 for this game. It's $5,000. You know the drill. All right. This is significantly less impressive visually, but that's okay. So apparently I'm the one on the right, and I'm shooting at his, so I'm ground troops and he's ships. And the row 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So they're 10 by 10 grids. So there's 100 spots, and apparently there's 50 things to kill. Cruiser hit and infantry dead. So it looks like he chooses random. Destroyer hit and he missed. Okay. I mean, I don't know. With just single length ships, a systematic approach to this is probably no better than a random one. Whoops, I missed 7. I'm doing really well here. Okay. Well, I'm not going to go through all 100 possibilities. Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to hack this to win. But let's begin. Let's have a look at this. This is, to be honest, this doesn't belong in the dumb folder. But anyhow, somehow it landed up there. Okay, so we've got launch, shoot, cheat, ending, cheat. Nice. Launch 2, shoot 2, ending 2, intro 2, ending B. I have an ending 2, and an ending B. Awesome. Dim shared C show C2 show 2 as. Now these are different kinds of arrays that we've seen before. These are what's called two-dimensional arrays. So we'll do a few things here. If I make a bunch of X's, then we know I can say X comma 1 equals 5, print X1. And I'll clear the screen. Each one of these is a variable. We've seen this before. But we can say each X value is itself an array. And that kind of takes some time to wrap your head around. So I can say 10 comma 10. So now each element in X, so where before X1 was an integer and I could set it to 5, this is not going to work. It says wrong number of dimensions because X1 is now an array of 10. So I have to say X1 comma 1 is 5. And then I print X1 comma 1. And then I get 5. Now the idea here is that a two-dimensional array maps really well into a grid system. And so these are your rows and these are your columns. And so every cell you can represent, 6 comma 9 equals 5, and then print 6 comma 9. And then if you wanted to print them out in a nice grid, you go, for probably column equals 1 to 10, for row equals 1 to 10, come on, to 10, and you can print the row column, of that array. Next column, so you can print all the values. Yeesh. We want to keep those on the same line though. And then after here, we'll advance to the next line. There we go. So you could see my 5 in there. At 6, 9, we can say 2 comma 7 equals 9. There it is. You can sort of see it there at column 2, row 9. And so that's how you can represent a grid system in memory using these two-dimensional arrays. And it's the same idea. It's just that instead of 10 integers all wrapped together in an array, it's 10 arrays of integers wrapped up into one array. And yeah, anyway, so that's how that works. Two-dimensional arrays, and by extension you could have 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional. I don't know how many dimensions he basically lets you have. It's a memory issue, really, because these things skyrocket. So I have the C, I have show, I have C2, show 2. These are all giant two-dimensional arrays. These ones are 20 by 20. These ones are 10 by 10. Sub, dest, cruise, battle, score, miss, dead subs, tote ships. Cheater as integer. We're going to have to look into that. All these different Joey ship. What is the Joey ship? Dead and Dead 2. This is really two very different kinds of battleship that probably should have been separate programs, but they've been shoved into one program. So we're going to have variables from both types, the player alone and the player versus the computer. Okay, so we're going to start this. We're going to randomize the timer, clear the screen. Oh, there's our random number generator. Okay, player alone, print our options. Pretty simple. Ask for input, loop until we've chosen one of... no, we don't loop until we've chosen one of them. Interesting. Okay, so we assume you do choose one of them. So if I say C, go again? No. It just skips the whole thing. Okay. It's treated like I didn't even... It's treated like I played and ended the game. Okay, so we ask for input. You only get one shot at this. If it's A, you're going to do your player alone. If it's B, you're going to do your player versus computer. And then after the game is over, it'll ask if you want to go again. Get input, and you just keep looping until you don't want to go again. And that's the game loop, and or the overall program loop. And so these two cases are really very, very different games. So let us go through the first one, the player alone, and we'll see what happens. So we clear the screen, and then we do launch. And I should point out that this is all text. There's no graphics in here at all. Okay, so we are going to have another game loop here. Oh yes, input or normal or customized. Okay, it looks like if you choose to customize, then you can actually enter how many of each ship there are. But you can only loop until... Okay. So if you don't want to customize, then you get your standard this many ships of each type. If you are going to customize, then we're going to ask you how many of each ship you want, with the only constraint being that you can have no more than 200 total ships. Okay, now this is a 20 by 20 grid, so there are 400 spaces, but I don't let you have any more than 200 ships. That's funny. Player alone. Why? Customize. How many submarines? 1, 1, 1, 1. Now initializing fleet, and now it's really hard. How come I ran that? Because it said that, okay, launch. Oh, see, I wanted this message, type an N or a C, to actually show, but what happens is I enter something. Was it an N? No. Was it a C? No. So it prints type an N or a C, but it doesn't wait. It just immediately ends the loop and goes back up where it clears the screen. So what I really want is probably some sort of a sleep there. Yeah, then it says just type an N or a C, okay? All right. So that didn't quite work as I had originally intended, but that's okay. All right. So we can customize. That's fine. J ship equals no. Sub M2. That's kind of weird. So the J ship becomes no. Oh, I guess that's if we've hit the Joey ship. So we haven't hit the Joey ship. This is initialization. Okay. And then we set another group of variables ending in 2 to be the values that we've selected. So sub M2 is sub M. I guess we're going to do something else with them. Oh, yeah. Okay, I won't make any guesses. Okay, total ships, all of them added together, makes sense. For row equals 1 to 20, for column equals 1 to 20. Okay, so what we're doing is we got these two arrays. One is the C, one is the show. So in memory, we're going to have a 20 by 20 grid, and it's going to be, it looks like numbers. What is the C array? Yeah, numbers. I didn't specify that they were any type, so they're singles by default. And then we're going to have a show, and this is strings. And the reason for that is we need something in memory to represent the grid, but we also want to be displaying something to the user to represent the grid. And we decided to separate them out. So C will be what's internally represented in the computer, and probably what we do our checking to see if we hit anything. And show, the show array is simply what's shown on the screen. So at first everything becomes 0 for the C, and we'll figure out how that gets used. And then the show is CHR string 177, which is that funky wall block right here. And so that's everything is that by default. That's what we're initializing it to. And then it says now we're initializing fleet, sleep 1, color 31, which is bright white blinking. So there's another example of the blinking. That's awesome. Print ready. Okay. I'll give a little pause. Okay, and now we're going to randomly distribute these ships in certain places. So, for each submarine, let's choose a random row and column, and we're looping until that element in that array is 0. And when we find one that's 0, meaning there's no ship there, then we are going to set it to 1. So in memory, this array will have 0 if there's no ship there. It will have a 1 if there's a submarine there. And similarly, it'll have a 2 if there's a destroyer, 3 if there's a cruiser, 4 if there's a battleship, and a 10, this unknown thing. So all these for loops are all the same as one another, except we're just going through each of the ship type, finding a random coordinate where there is no ship, setting it to the unique ID of that ship, and then moving on to the next one. And then at the end, it looks like we insert this unnamed ship. Gee, I wonder what that's going to be. And its the ID is 10. Okay, so 0 through 4, and then one of them is a 10. Perfect. Okay, that's launch. We'll go down here. And now we go to shoot. Okay, here is shoot. Whoa, do. A few nested loops here. Clearing the screen for each row. Oh, this is where we're going to print. So color 14 is yellow. Print row. Oh, this is where it's asking for input. No, this is not where it's asking for input. Oh, this is the column down the side where we've numbered the rows but not the columns. So we're going to print using so that single digit, row 8, uses the same amount of space as row 12, which is 2 digits, so that we're we justify on the rightmost digit so that our grid system isn't off. Okay, and we can see that if I didn't do a print using, you can see that once it gets to 10 digits, the whole thing is skewed. And so that's why we use the print using. Okay, we'll get out of there. Now we'll have to put it in again. Okay, okay, so we printed the rows. For each column, we're going to select, okay, see what we're showing on that row and column. So, if what we're showing is the empty C tile, this X, which just popped into existence here, is 9. Oh, this is how we're choosing the colors. Okay. If it's an X, oh wow, that's, okay, this is not the variable X. If what we're showing is the string X, which is what we saw when we missed, we're going to set X to 15. Okay, so submarines will be green, that's what that means. Destroyers will be cyan. Cruisers are going to be red. Battleships are going to be kind of purple. And the Joey ship looks like it's blinking yellow. The fact that I memorized all these color numbers is really, really nerdy. Okay. So then we're going to take that color we've chosen, change to that color, and print that cell, followed by a space, because each column had a space between them. Okay. That's how we print what we're showing based on that show array. Okay, then we go to the next line. Okay, and then we're adding one to turn. I think turn, did turn make its, yeah, turn is here. It's shared globally, but it's probably only ever used in here, in this subroutine. So turn gets increased by 1, and we're going to do all the print stuff. So changing colors, printing the turn, printing the score, changing the color back to a less brilliant white, and all these things. These are just all the values of all my variables. Okay, and then we're going to allow for the input of a row and a column. And we loop until the row and column are valid row and column numbers. But we only check after we've inputted them both. So if I do this, and I say, give me row like 999 and column 6, well then it says no. And it redraws the whole screen. Awesome. Okay, so this is the score. This is where those numbers in the C variable, remember they were 0 through 4, and then this mysterious one at the end was 10. That's actually going to be the score you get from hitting. So the score, your score gets increased by the value of the C variable at that cell. Okay, 0 through 4 or 10. So if it's a miss, remember it was 0, so we're just adding 0. That works. Okay, and this is where we update what we're showing, the show array, with what just happened. So if we shot and that element was a 0, then the show element will be an X. Shot string is miss. I guess this is a string variable holding what just happened. Okay, and miss gets increased. If it's 1, then we're going to show an S. And, oh, that's curious. So then that element of the C, that coordinate, gets set to 0. Because we don't actually do any check for if we've shot that space already or not. So this is just if I keep hitting the same place over and over again, I only get points the first time. And so this is a description: the submarine was hit, and subtract 1 from submarines. If we hit a destroyer, I mean similarly, show a D, change the C variable to 0, destroyer hit, subtract 1 from destroyer, and again for the cruisers, and again for the battleships. And this, whoa! If you hit the Joey ship, then say the Joey ship has been sunk, and change J ship to be yes. All right. And these values of these variables get used up here. So the next time through the loop, they're gonna be printed here. So we don't have to explicitly print them again here. We're still in the loop, and we'll just wait till we go back through the loop one more time to actually display. Okay, so now that we've set all these variables, we are going to print the shot screen, which is the description of what just happened. Then we're going to wait for input. Doesn't matter what it is. Oh, we could actually hit Q. If we hit Q, then we just end the program immediately. If we hit escape, then we can cheat. Okay. We'll have to, well, let's look at cheat. What does cheat do? Oh, actually, cheated. Okay, cheater. So for row equals 1 to 20, locate row column 4. For column equals 1 to 20. So for each row, and then for each column, why are we locating row comma 4? For each row, for each column, look at the C array, so the number of each cell, and change this X variable to be the appropriate color. Oh, I see. So we're, okay. And then we're waiting. Okay, so I don't know why this is happening here. This looks unnecessary to me. So what we're doing is we're looking at the C array, seeing what's actually in there, and choosing the appropriate color, just as we did before. But instead of, showing, the red D for destroyer or whatever it is, instead we're printing what we're showing, but we're printing it in the color of what's actually there, which we'll demonstrate in a second. And then we're waiting. Your score goes to 0 and you get increased 1 to your cheater. Okay, awesome. Well, that's nice. So if I'm playing and I'm playing a normal game and I'm initializing the fleet and it's like, oh man, I don't know where anything is, I can hit escape. Oh, no, I have to choose a row. Okay, let's choose this. It's at this point it's asking for input. So now if I hit quit, I can actually quit. So you have to enter input for row and column. But now I can hit escape and it shows me all the colors briefly of where all the different ships are, and my score goes down to 0. And cheater, there's a cheater variable, thank God, increased. So actually, if I can find the I can't find the yellow one. Why can't I see the yellow one? I want to kill the Joey ship. Cheat. Oh, That's unfair. Look at, if it's 10, which is the Joey ship, set the color to be 9, which is the same color as the empty spaces, so I don't actually see the Joey ship. Okay, the Joey ship lives another day. All right, what next? Shoot. Okay, we've done all that, we've done all that, we've done all that, so that we can actually cheat. So the dead subs are your total ships minus all the ships that you've destroyed. The percentage of your ships, oh, I'm terribly running out of battery. We're almost done here. 100% times the dead subs divided by total ships, that's percentage of your ships. Loop until you missed 100 times, or you destroyed all the ships, or you killed the Joey ship. So the Joey ship is the ship that, yeah, you just need to shoot it down and then you win. Let's do it. Let's see if I can't do this before my battery runs out. First I'm going to cheat. I'm going to hack the cheat. And we're actually going to show the Joey ship when we okay, look for a yellow square. It's right there, like 13.8. Destroyer hit. No, maybe 13.7. The Joey ship has been sunk. You sunk the Joey ship. I will not bother to calculate any totals because you are obviously an incredible genius way past my intellect. Just kidding. Bye. And you go back to here. Interesting. Okay. That's awesome. So that's ending B. Okay, so did we finish this? What am I doing? Yes. We finished ending B, which is that. Okay, otherwise, we're going to ending. Oh, nice. Oh, that looks really nice. 1 second. There we go. Okay, so this message actually shows up when we hit all the ships. Let's do that. Let's hack this so we can, well, we don't have to hack it per se. We can actually play the game in a customized way with one submarine and nothing else, and then cheat. He's right there at like 9:18. Submarine hit. Game over. Game statistics. Score 1, misses 1, turns 2. Yeah, 2 turns. Submarines left alive. Total ships destroyed. Percentage of ships destroyed. 1. Wow, we won. But it was all done by me. You're fired. And number of cheats used. 1. Go again. Yes. So if we don't... let's go back to shoot. Loop until misses equals 2. Let's just see what happens when we miss. So I got a battleship there. Okay, that's my first miss. I'm allowed. I hit. I'm trying not to hit. Okay, here we go. Game over. Scores 5. Misses turns. Go home. We're better off without you. Number of cheats used, 0. So percentage of ships destroyed is only 2. Oh. Okay, let's see what that ending is like. Okay, so we're doing this funky thing with the game over. There we go. It's 100 now. That's what we're after. Okay. Okay, I want to finish this. So that's the message for each character in the message. Get the character, this mid string, that's how we get it. And locate from 79 to Y backwards. So the character starts at the one end of the screen and it moves, it keeps moving. We print a space where it was and then print it, wait a little bit, and then give it to its final resting place, which starts out at 15, but then each character that comes in, Y gets increased. So first its final resting place is column 15, then it'll be column 16 and 17 and 18, and blah, 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 blah. So the spaces are actually moving over as well. Then we print the game statistics. Okay, this is just a bunch of fancy print statements. Tab 30 is 30 spaces. There's not a whole lot going on here. So this is why we needed the sub-m and the sub-m2 variables, because we want to say you shot this many, but we still want to keep track of how many originally there were. That's why we put it into these second variables. Okay, total ships, percentage. I mean, we calculated all of this in the other one. So, okay, so based on the percentage of ships you've shot, these messages. Go home, we're better off without you. Well, we lost, thanks a lot. Almost half, no good, you stupid idiot. More than half, at least we almost won. You're getting there, how does it feel to be stupid? We won more than we lost, congratulations. Wow, we won, but it was all done by me. You're fired. Number of cheats used. So that is the first player alone. Okay, we're going to stop here. We'll look at the player versus the computer next time. So thanks for joining me in this adventure. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.